Deidre Littlejohn. I want to give you an overview of my career. I'm a compliance manager at DF Services of America. DF Services of America is a company that manufactures and bottles water and delivers it to various customers. Our customer set consists of households, residential, which are residential customers, office buildings, which is commercial, and then to retail, which could be your local grocery store. I have a accounting degree from Clemson University, and I'm a CPA from the state of South Carolina, and I have an MBA from Colorado State. Initially, before I decided to go into accounting, I did some research. I actually went and talked to a couple accounting professionals within my hometown. I interviewed a CPA who's in the practice of completing tax returns for individuals and corporations. And then I also interviewed a controller at a plant in my hometown. Both of these interviews helped me decide that this is what I want to do. I wanted to pursue accounting. So I consider myself a well rounded accountant because I have three capacities of accounting. I initially started working at Ernst & Young, where I was an auditor. I worked there for about 4 years, and my responsibility was to go in and conduct financial audits, which would be analyzing entries, their reconciliations, their financial statements, to make sure that the company materially reported their earnings within their either the quarter or the year end. So I was able to do that for about 4 years. Then I went into more of a traditional month-end close accounting role. I did that for several years, and I held positions such as an accounting manager, a director, and a controller. In that role, I oversaw up to 20 individuals, and I was working with month-end close. So doing your traditional month-end entries, doing your financial statements such as your balance sheet, income statement, statement of cash flow, doing reconciliations, and working with the auditors to make sure they had the information that they needed to audit. So I was on the other side of the audit when I was in the traditional accounting role. Now I'm actually a compliance manager and I look at SOX. So within this role, I'm actually working with the auditors, which are external and internal, with control owners who are part of my management group, and executive management. So I will work with them to make sure that we have an effective, efficient SOX environment. In order to do that, I go in and assess the financial risks that we have by conducting walkthroughs with the control owners. Once I figure out what the risks are, I try to put in controls that would mitigate those risks and help us have financial statements that are materially correct. From working in this group, I would say that my greatest thing with this is actually building the relationships with the different stakeholders that I work with. That would be, like I said before, your external, internal auditors and executive management, and with the control owners. I like building relationships, and this gets me out of just looking at numbers. The hardest part with this role would be trying to implement a SOX environment for a newly acquired entity. This requires a lot of work because you have to go in and look at everything initially to figure out what's the best procedure and controls to have in place to make sure that the financial statements are correct. And you're working with new control owners that are not used to this process. So it's a bit of a learning curve for everyone, and this can be a little difficult. What I would say to order to have a job like this, to be a SOX compliance manager, you would either want to have a degree in accounting or a degree in business with a concentration in accounting. And as I said before, being a CPA, which I am, is beneficial, and also particularly maybe having an MBA would be helpful as well. So those are the things you would need to be able to have this role, to be building this to be your career. Um, Also, when you're preparing for interviews, you need to look at things that are five major things that are important. So the first thing would be understanding the business or the company. And you can do that by researching the company's website. This is good to know because you want to have an understanding of the company just in case a question has come up. What do you know about the company? Two, you want to know about the interviewers. And you can research the people that are interviewing you by looking at their LinkedIn profile. So you can know some facts and figures, how long they've been at the company, or what their degree is in, so you can talk more freely with them. The third thing you need to do is really look at your job description. Have that detail and align that to your prior experience. So make points and bullet points on your resume that aligns to the job description. Four, I think you should go in with good questions, possibly three that will spark the interest of the interviewers. And five, you should always be on time, dress the part, look professional so you're wanting the job. I think those are all the things I would want to provide to you with my career. Hopefully, this was helpful. Thank you. Bye bye.